dude, you started with Follow Up Boss way back in 2013. How have you morphed with Follow Up Boss to continue to use it at a high level?
Well, that's a big question. I just feel like I follow kind of a lot of the people that work with Follow Up Boss pretty closely to stay plugged into what they're doing, what's changing, what's working, what the next iteration is going to be. And if you stay plugged into the Follow Up Boss community, as I know you do, and a lot of people that watch this show do, you can continue to, I think, learn with the system. And it's kind of like it's like eating an elephant, right? I mean, if you jumped in today, as you train up new people on the system, it's overwhelming, right? Because it does a lot of things like some of these CRMs do. But if you stay plugged into like the email newsletters, if you, attend these types of events, if you network with people that also use the system, like you're going to pick up some best practices. And that's how I've continued to kind of, as you said, morph with the system as it's changed over the years. And before our call, Tristan, just to see if it was still there, I went into my account and you could still click back to the classic version. Have you looked at that lately?
Dude, I have not. I totally forgot about the classic version. That's so fun.
Yeah.
And you can still click on it and go back?
Yeah. I just did it. I did it right before our call. I was like, I wonder if that classic version's still there. I don't think a lot of people understand just how far Follow Up Boss has come. If you want to see anybody on the call today, if you want to see like Follow Up Boss version 1.0, go click on your little bubble for your account and click switch to classic, and your mind will be blown. And then you'll realize just how far they've come.
They have come a long way, dude. What do you find yourself using the most when it comes to your organization? Is it the smart plans? Is it the tags? Is it the diversity of having so many different integrations? What is it? What attracts you and keeps you here?
So for me, it's really the tags, right? Because we can do a lot of organizing. We can do a lot of, once you have a system of tags in there, you can really have strategic conversations with, I think, groups of people at mass, right? Whether it's people that visited an open house, people that attended an event, people that, I'm trying to think of another one, people that you want to invite specific people to a specific event. So we're having a big event at our office next Friday. And you can get real specific with who you want to communicate with by using the tags. And when you do that, you can also cater the tone of the communication. Does that make sense? Like some people you talk to like they're your friends. Some people it's much more, it's more professional. And so I really like the ability to be able to do that, which always gives us a great response to our communication. Great open rates, great click rates, things like that. So I really like the tagging, which is something that hasn't really changed over the years so much. Something that has changed over the years is like smart lists, right? Things like that, automations. I feel like we're always toying with that. I don't know that I've ever fallen in love with maybe one smart list or one approach. I feel like that's always an iterative process. So I'd be curious to know the same for you, Tristan. Like, what is your team using in there all the time? What are they working with all the time?
I'll show you on my end. I think the one thing that we really love and gravitate to, because we've been using it for almost the same time as you. You've been in this for 9 years.
Yeah.
We've been in it for like 11. So the year they were released, I joined and then I quit and then I joined back. So
okay.
The one thing that I love are the lists up on top here, right?
Yeah.
When I have, because we have a shit ton just in Follow Up Boss, right?
Dude, that's a lot.
So the thing that we follow is, well, we want to make sure that we follow up with our new leads today, last 7 days.
Yeah.
Number 2 is because we use YLOPO. Most of our leads come from Google PPC from YLOPO.
Okay.
So Buy local priority leads, meaning any leads that just saw a few properties or emailed us back, all of that, right? We call those next. Right. And the reason you see 5,000, because, it falls on me. My team is on it. I suck. All right. This is why everyone's tagged on it too. So there you go. Recently active, it means they recently came back, and then we start calling those backwards. So we would start with the last minute and then go back all the way 24 hours, right?
Okay.
And then we have our own form of what hot looks like. Usually what we categorize as A or B clients. But
okay,
this for us has really helped us to be able to stay on track for calling and making sure that we're using what we feel the database the right way. Because you've been in business for a while, so you know that the biggest challenge when we're using any database, we go in it and it feels like, for a lot of people, where do we start? It's like, well, I'm just going to call people. And then it's like, how do you know you're calling the right people, right? The ones that want to do something now. Right. So
I
that's
want to point something out. I wanted to point
Shoot.
something out on your list there for people that are watching that I think you've done differently. Excuse me. So you have, this is a subtle but important thing that you've done here. You've actually enumerated the lists. You start with a number as opposed to maybe, because like you said, some people think of like, in our office, it's A, B, C, or some people have hot, da, da, da. If you enumerate something, the brain almost thinks of it like as a priority, right? Like a list. I think that's a very smart, subtle detail that I think people could walk away from this and implement. So their lists are numerically relevant when they, some days you come in and you got 1,000 things going on, or you've got, I don't know, you got fog on your brain or something like that. But if you can log in and train your brain to look at 1, 2, 3, 4, you know exactly where to start. It really is like color by numbers. And I like that approach.
Dude, hold on. Wouldn't it be cool if they could actually, if we could color those lists too? Like, we could choose like blue, purple, red. Oh, dude, hold on. That's a great idea. I'm gonna color. I'm gonna hit up Dan. Color list.
Dan's like, great. These guys over here with their programming requests.
Well, I mean, dude, look at it with me. Hold on. Wouldn't it be cool if all of a sudden it becomes like almost like a tab with a surrounded color, right? Boom, boom. It stands out more.
Because that's where you're looking when you log in. I mean, it just is. I mean, maybe somebody have the leaderboard up or something like that. But when you're logging in to do work, that's where my eye goes.
Dude, and it can be so subtle like this. Like, you got yellow, then that blue, then purple, then green.
Yeah.
All right. Let's hit up Dan. I'll tell him that you and I came up with something while we were doing a webinar. All right. Now the market has shifted. Not so dramatically as in other areas. I think our areas, they've shifted, but transactions are still happening. Where are you finding that you're getting most of your current interested buyers and sellers from?
Where are we getting most of our current interested buyers and sellers? The sellers really come from really one of two places. Number one is going to be by referral. And number two is going to be some form of an online review, whether it's a Google or a Yelp or a Zillow or a combination. People that read reviews, they review surf like that. They'll go check you out between like multiple platforms. So that's where we're getting sellers. Buyers.
On the seller side, I'm sorry. On the seller side for the referrals, what are you doing to get those referrals? Is it something that you're doing routinely with events, calls, newsletter? What does that look like?
Yep. So we do a lot of events, probably more than most. I don't know. Feels that way sometimes. I like that.
All right, let's dig down on that. Tell me all about that.
Yeah. So we sponsor a lot of stuff here locally. It's a beach community, so we've got a classic car show right up the main street of the little downtown area. We've got surfing championships. We've got, summer concerts that are down by the beach, right? All of those things. We host a community garage sale every June. We do client events in spring and fall. Spring is a wine tasting here at our office. We have a beautiful outdoor patio so we can entertain at our office. And that allows us, the event, using the event strategy works real well for us because it allows us to get FaceTime, face to face with our clients and referral partners. And you know how these things are, right? Not everybody can come to the event. So but you have a chance to invite them. And then hopefully you produce some media at the event, some pictures, some video.
Mm-hmm.
And then once that, you do your event, and then after the event, you get to follow up with all those people. Some of them came, some of them didn't. And naturally, it seems that the conversation turns to a referral of some type. Somebody needs help with something. Somebody's getting a divorce, or somebody is, trying to move their mom into town, or it's always something like that. True. So that's the distilled version of the events that we do.
I like that too, but the point is that you're continually doing these throughout the year.
Yeah.
So that's really good. Always gives you an opportunity, and I find this is a big challenge for agents, the opportunity to be able to reach out to our database without being salesy, always coming from a point of giving back.
Yeah. And I think that's probably why I gravitated to that naturally, because it's a very easy conversation to have. And I just enjoy connecting with people face to face, especially like coming off of, still COVID, it's in the rearview mirror, but it was like, man, everybody was like locked down and we missed all sorts of fun events and so much in-person stuff, like just didn't happen. So I feel like we're still getting caught up from that. I remember last year, 2021, we were sitting here thinking like, okay, do we lean back? Like, can we lean back into events again? We didn't want to freak people out.
Mm-hmm.
But we knew that people wanted to get back together, right? So last year we mapped it back out, and then this year we just went right back to our regular event schedule. So events are a great way to get referrals. So that's that half of it. The other half is where we're getting our buyers. I think a lot of it is referral. A lot of it is some of it comes through the website. We have a YLOPO site as well. Okay. So cool. I have to tell you a quick story about the website.
Tell me.
So last week, this is no joke, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago. So one of my agents messages me and she goes, "You'll never believe the call I just got." And I said, "Yeah, what happened?" She goes, "Yeah, somebody wants to go look at this property down on the beach. It's listed for, 3.5 million. I said, "Fantastic. How did you get that call?" Because she gets a lot of referral business too. She got a strong sphere of influence, those types of things. And I said, how did they come through the website? I'm looking, trying to see, like, can I see where they registered and how did they end up with her? Yeah. They went to the team page of our website. They read every agent's profile. They read her profile and saw that she loves country music. They love country music. 4 days later, they're in escrow for $3.5 million.
Dude.
Okay.
Wow.
In a market that's changing.
What's your website? I want to take a look.
It's fergrealty.com. It's an abbreviation for my last name, fergrealty.com.
Fergrealty.com.
It's nothing special, man. It really is.
Just showcase it so people can take a look at this. Let me just allow. All right. Oh, well, there you go. Team. Let's go to team. And then
it might start playing a video there. You might want to pause that so it doesn't play over us.
It's a sexy song. I like it. All right. Here we go. It was John. Is it Whitney?
No, it's Kristen.
So it's Kristen. Nice, dude. So I click on her and then I find out more information. Nice, dude. Yeah. What such a small tweak that goes a long way when people are trying to figure out who to work with, right?
I mean, I think it's so important. I think, there's so many great things to kind of explore as you invest in your real estate business, right? Different tools, different products, different services. But man, don't forget about the basics. Dude. A good profile. You know what I mean?
Makes a lot of sense, man.
That was a connection that locked up this deal for her. And I like to remind people of that because you know, there's a lot of concern and whatnot about what's happening in the market and what are we going to do next and how do we change and pivot and all these things. But it's like, man, don't forget about the basics. Like, don't
before you do all that, just make sure you're doing the basics.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
I love that.
So yeah, so she's super stoked. The clients are happy. They've got this thing, you know, it's going to be closing next week, whatever the case may be. They're already lining up their first country music concert together. You know, I mean, it's just the simple stuff. Somebody is asking in the chat, what is his webpage again?
Yeah.
Let me drop
it in there.
Yeah, I'll drop it in there.
Awesome, man. And that's such a good idea that you added all those things, because even when we have a profile page of our team, we don't often add all of those questions that you had. I'm taking a look at this and here. And even if it's just, if you're listening in and it's just you, it's like, hey, I'm a one-man show or a one-woman show. Why don't you add your title person, if you're in an escrow state, your escrow person, your TC, your broker, everyone that's involved with you in a whole transaction, that's your team. So
yeah,
I would take it like Nat has done, the extra mile, and start answering these questions. Where do you call home? What do you do when you're not working? What do you love about your dude? These are such great questions, man. I like this one. This makes it more just personal. Like, I want to know what, wait, Nat, favorite TV show?
My favorite TV show?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a tough one. What have I been consuming lately?
What have you been going on deep about lately?
What's the latest
Is it House of Dragons?
Yes.
That is a great show. That is an insanely good show, man. Wow.
Oh, I just started tiptoeing back into it after Game of Thrones, like oh, I gotta cool off for a minute.
My sadness everywhere.
So I turned it on last week for the first time, and I'm like, all right, here we go again, down the rabbit hole.
Is it gonna disappoint me?
Yeah, exactly.
You thought the same thing I did. Yeah, I love that. So funny. And then I love The Mandalorian too. There you go.
Yes. I'm totally caught up on all those. I do like that. I really do. I like how they've created that spinoff series. It's fun.
I can't believe we haven't hung out, bro. You're like down the street from me. Holy God. Next time I'm in Long Beach, I'm gonna hit you up.
Yeah. Come down. We'll do coffee or lunch or something like that.
I like that. A great job, by the way, on the website, because like you said, it's nothing that you've gone out on design work or something that's gone over the top. You've just done the basics really well. And I think we overlook that. That's such a good point, because people want to connect with you at the most basic level. It's like, who are you? Tell me. So
I got another one last year. If you go back to the website, let me show you another little hack that worked real well.
Go ahead.
So if you go back out of this page one, if you go back to the team page,
got it.
You'll see my daughter is on there. Of course, now that's not a phone number or a real license number, but she's
but that's cool.
She's part of our family. So she's on there. My wife is on there. So my wife's on there somewhere. There she is. So I had this gal call me last year, and she said, I want to hire you to sell my home over here in Huntington Harbor. Okay. And then I want to buy a new home over here in Belmont Shore in Long Beach. And I said, fantastic. May I ask how you learned about my business? She goes, yeah, I watched I went to your website and I see that, I love that you guys are like, you've got your family's part of your business, she's like, I'm looking for somebody who's family oriented. And I said, okay, great. How can I help you? So we listed her home on the water for 3.5, sold it, and then helped her buy a place over in Belmont Shore for, call it 2 million. And there's 5.5 million right there, just because people are connecting. So I understand there's some people in the business that are not interested. They're just transactional. So this, of course, would not be something for them to do. But also, I don't see any harm in letting people know who you are. If people want to connect with you, because then you would miss that opportunity. Dude, and I find myself
so powerful.
Yeah. I
Great
always
job.
go to about pages, no matter what I'm looking at. I just find myself looking at other people's about pages, whether it's inside of our industry or elsewhere, to find out like, who are these people? What are they, what are they all about? So don't forget, there's money hiding in your about page for sure.
Dude, I really love this. Thank you for sharing that with us. Somebody just
Yeah.
typed in Anthony. What's up? Oh, Anthony. Oh, it's Anthony Malaparte. What's up, dude?
What's up, man?
Hopefully I see you at the Follow Up Boss event in November. Anthony. Nat, are you going to be there?
I can't. I have a conflicting event.
Okay, well, maybe next year. Maybe next year. Anthony might be there, but he said redoing our about page tomorrow. So
I love that.
You just encourage him to do that, dude. Motivate.
Yeah.
A+ on the daughter.
He knows my daughter well because Anthony is a close personal friend as well as an industry friend. So it was actually just about a year ago, we flew out there to do a little mastermind out in Tampa. Thank goodness that it did not get hit by the hurricane recently. So we were just talking to him about that the other day, but he had a chance to meet our daughter. We hung out over at his house. We had a good time. So yeah, Anthony's a good dude, close friend.
Anthony is a good dude.
I think we've probably been doing this Follow Up Boss thing for about the same amount of time, Anthony.
Oh,
Knowing how long he and I have been around and in the circles we've run in together. So
I like that, man. All right. You've got sellers through events, which you probably also get buyers, right? You've got buyers through your website, through referrals, through Google. Are you doing Google PPC with Ylopo or Facebook lead ads?
We've got a trial of the PPC.
Got it. All right. Us too. We're doing all Google PPC. We're not zero on Facebook. Now, what else have you seen has worked for you? This is a longer term, but do you have a newsletter? Do you have other things that you do that bring in the consumer and attract them rather than you having to go hunt for them? Because just from talking to you, it sounds like you do such a great job at attracting people instead of having to go hunt them. Like, hey, I'm going to cold call expireds and for sale by owners, right? What else do you do on the attraction side?
Yeah, so I'll say that like up until this point, there's been video that has helped along the way. I would say probably inconsistently, but it's interesting, even being inconsistent with putting that content out, the return on that, it seems to always, I mean, I just talked to people the other day, they think I'm like a newscaster or something like that, because I do some interviews similar to this format right here. Like, for example, we have a local election coming up, right? So we have in my area, in my district, there's a couple of people that are running for this city council spot. So I'll do interviews with, candidates for, the local government, stuff like that. Yeah. Putting those videos out there too, just sharing them out to the database. Another reason to be in touch, another reason to stay top of mind, another reason to show that you're engaged with what's happening in the geographic area that you service. And it really isn't a lot of trouble, as you know. I mean, the interview just tends to be a natural conversation like we're having today. Yeah. I would encourage people on here to, if you have any type of an email list and you want to put some meaningful content in front of them, consider inserting some video or inviting them to be on a webinar like we're on today, and find something or someone in your community to do an interview with. It'll make you get comfortable on the camera. It'll position you as a local expert. If you get good at asking questions, it's kind of part of your job anyways. So doing those types of things like re-engages the database again and again, because we can, once the video is shot, you can upload it and then share the link out to invite people to watch it. Those types of things work really well too. Dude, those are all great tips. I like that. Are you or your team jumping in on the social media side any? And if you are, what are you primarily gravitating to? Yes, we all are on social media. My handle on Instagram is @Ferg Realty. I'll drop that in the chat here. We can connect there. I'm going to grab you right now. That's really where I spend my time, and that's really where the team spends a lot of their time, is on that in YouTube, but definitely on Instagram. And then just really, really using reels. This year has been all about the reels this year. So
dude, I'm digging that. All right, so this is it. Follow him right now. I just followed you.
right on.
And these are the reels. So tell me about the reels. What are you putting on reels? This one did really well. The 7,000 one and 4,000 one.
Yeah.
What are
Yeah.
you
So it's a
focus on?
mix. It's a mix of so that's an event that we sponsored. That was the surf championship. Right there where you see that those bottom left 2 frames down. Those 2.
Okay.
So a mix of local events, a mix of broker preview, a mix of I'll drop in some personal stuff in there.
Oh, you've got a really good mix, man. I like where you're going with this. It gives me a full picture of you.
Yeah, that's yeah, right. It's just an extension of that about page on the website, right? People, if they want to get to know who you are or learn about your business or see what you're up to, it's I don't have it. A lot of people curate these things very carefully. It almost looks a little too
inauthentic.
Too dry. Yeah, inauthentic. Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Yeah. I think you've done a great job, man. I also put the link there. If you couldn't find it, I put the link to his Instagram. So follow him, reach out to Nat with any questions you have. He's been in the business for a while. So usually at the point where he's a giver. Obviously he's here, right? Giving back. So any questions, feel free to reach out. And if you're in the area, I'm pretty sure you're always hiring. So you're hiring good people, right?
Yeah, we are.
Reach out to him for that too.
Yeah. Well, we've got a fun office culture. You can see it all on Instagram. It's all there. You can tour the office.
I get the feeling just from talking to you, dude. I'm like, this is cool. I really like your vibe, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Tristan. It's nice to finally connect with you too.
I know.
What was I owe a shout out to somebody.
Not Anthony.
I gave Anthony his shout out.
Because he's here.
Anthony, you got your shout out, right? Oh, Ricardo. I just totally blanked. So I'm gonna own up to something right now here on this interview.
Shoot.
So, and that's why Aubrey knows what I'm about to own up to, because that's how I'm here today. So last year, remember last year where everybody was on this little hamster wheel? We were running as fast as we could to try to get business done. So I was on my hamster wheel last year, and Ricardo reaches out to schedule a bosses in action interview.
Nice.
And I was very dismissive to him, and I have owned up to it. When I saw him, we were out in Arkansas for an event about a month ago, and he was there, and that's where I met Aubrey. And I said, dude, I'm so sorry. Like he asked if I wanted to be on here, and I said, I'm way too busy. Sorry. So when I met him face to face. I had never met Ricardo, which is funny because he's also in the geographic area here. He's nearby, I think 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, not too far from you.
Yeah, he's right down here. So I said, I'm so sorry, man. I go, that's not how I treat people. You caught me, and it was a bad day, a lot of stuff going on. He's like, you were the only person that's ever declined an interview. and he held me to it. So anyways, Aubrey was sitting there with us, and she said, wait, would you go on and do an interview with Tristan? I said, yeah, I'd love to. So anyways, shout out to Ricardo. He's a hardworking dude, man. Always on the road with these events. The upcoming FubCon. I mean, it's so big. It's so incredible what he's put together. So and he was like, you got to be there, Nat. You got to come. And so I'm sad that I'm not going to be there because we have a conflicting event, but I know that this is the first of many that he's going to be kind of bringing to life for Follow Up Boss. But it's pretty awesome. No other company's doing what he's doing, especially Follow Up Boss. So it's very cool.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. Nat, thank you for being on, man. I appreciate your time, your kindness, and the way you run business. It's good. I like it. It has a great feel.
Hey, man. I appreciate it. Nice chatting with you today. It's good to see some friends on here as well. And I'll look for you when you're down this way next time.
I appreciate that, Nat. You know what? Dave Collins says, I texted him. He says, yes, I know I know the realty company. His office is in the same building. I buy acai bowls almost every day.
You better tell him to come over here and knock on the door next time he's over here. Yeah,
I'm gonna tell him right now. He says to stop by and say hello.
Yep, for sure.
Thanks, bro.
Right on. Appreciate it, Tristan.
Appreciate it, man.